exclusive real estate information. And that's why we have this app on our phones throughout the session, so that we can learn how to use it and how to benefit from this information. Of course, what we all want to do is make deals, make money. So my name is Sabrina DeMarco. I'm instructing the course today on Gary's behalf. I've been a salesperson since 1995, a broker since 2008, and I grew up in real estate. I was a child of, my family has a small real estate brokerage, so I spent my whole life in this beautiful industry. I'm serving as an ICI instructor and have worked as an international development consultant in the past for the federal government, international organizations, and international government. I worked as a former adjunct professor at Humber College, where I was teaching cross-cultural effectiveness at the business school and postgraduate studies. So you might hear a little academia come out of me. Forgive me. And I've started an enterprise called Making Multiculturalism Work, and I know some of you attended my session here a few weeks ago about diversity within our real estate industry, how to help us bring deals together.
Before you go, can you go back?
Yes.
What she failed to mention is she's also an MBA.
Oh,
You know what it takes to get an MBA? I don't have an MBA. She's got it. That's a tremendous amount of work, this lady. That's one thing she did not mention. The second thing is her family has a big heart for the industry. They do a big fundraising event in
Woodbridge. This year will be April.
In Woodbridge, $200 a plate dinner, and all the money is going to which? Can you talk about the charity just for 1 minute?
Okay, just for a quick second, I'll talk about it.
Don't mention it, but I'm bringing it out of her.
Gary keeps bringing it up all the time.
They have a big heart for this business, her family, and her.
And Gary likewise. So it's called the Touch of Love and Hope Foundation, and it's a fundraising organization that brings all elements of the community together to raise funds for 4 beneficiaries. 2 are in my mom's home island of Dominica, and they're mentally and physically challenged children of a school called the Alpha Center, and the Archdiocese in Roseau, the capital city, as well as 2 healthcare organizations here, the Peter Monk Cardiac Center downtown, and the Mackenzie Health Foundation uptown. So if you want to know more about it, please do ask me. I'll refer you to the site and welcome you to our event.
It's a gala affair.
It's a gala affair. There'll be plenty of people there.
And fundraising.
Okay, back to ICI, and let's make some money so we can make big donations, right?
Yeah.
So Gary Nuska, who we have the pleasure of having with us today, is the founder and creator of ICIWorld. He holds a CCIM and CIPS, so who knows what CCIM is? Well, he's an expert in, what, do you want to talk about it?
It stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member, and it's a commercial real estate designation that I got after 20 years of being in residential. I went and got the designation. Where the CCIM Institute comes from is something called the National Association of Realtors. In this room, you are all realtors. We're all realtors in this room. The term realtor comes from the National Association of Real Estate in the United States. They license it to the Canadian Real Estate Association, and that's how come we all have it. And so the CCIM Institute is a division of the National Association of Real Estate. And this morning, we were at a meeting at the Toronto Real Estate Board, the CCIMs. Anybody who is even thinking of a little bit of doing commercial real estate, we want to invite you to the meetings of the Toronto Real Estate Board to the CCIM chapter, each and every one of you. Because I believe every residential agent can do some commercial, because commercial includes income producing real estate, which is residential homes, 1, 2, 3 homes, 1, 2, 3 condos, duplexes, triplexes, 10 unit buildings, multiplex, 50 unit buildings. And if the first course that you take, CI 101, it will remove the mystery out of doing commercial and investment real estate. The next course is in January. It's coming up real fast at the Toronto Real Estate Board. We can talk to you more about that another time. Back to you.
I saw you have some interest. Please do talk to Gary about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and CIPS, CIPS is a Certified International Property Specialist. So it takes some of the work that I did with you all who attended a couple weeks ago here. We focused on our local industry. CIPS looks more in-depth if you want to do international real estate. Okay.
Can I mention one other thing? The PowerPoint is made for taking notes.
Yes.
Everything is written down. Everything you're going to see is written down. You should take notes. Now, they might be in a different order. I don't know the exact
That's
order,
the order.
but everything is going to be there. You find the page, you write your notes down. So if you want to learn more information about CCIM, just write it down here, contact Gary. And then everybody should have my card. And the phone numbers are on the backs of every one of these cards that we handed out.
So Gary's been a real estate professional since 1974, and he enables real estate professionals to harness the power of the internet since 1994. He's been working on ICI and bringing realtors together to work exclusive listings for over 20 years.
And it works for residential.
Yes, both residential and industrial commercial. He's an internet business coach and a mentor, becoming a mentor of mine. And he's a speaker at many real estate associations, boards, and offices. He's the founder and president of ICIWorld and the Residential Real Estate Network. And we have many instructors, including Doris, who is an instructor. Perhaps you could just say a quick hello, and Doris also does some training with Floyd Whitman.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Doris. I'm a real estate agent too, and I use the ICIWorld. I've been a member for 20 years now, and I use it on a regular basis to generate like leads, to generate business, to if somebody is looking, like they have a want, I'll go in there and see if I have something that can match their needs, or if they have something that's not on the MLS. A lot of times there's a lot of mixing and matching. I put all my listings, like the listings that I have, or if I have a want as well, I upload it on there. And I'm a trainer there. I also train with Floyd Whitman sales training. So if you need any help on, if you want to get more listings and more sales, you can talk to me later.
Thank you, Doris.
Thank you.
And we also have the pleasure of Connie Allen being with us here today. She's also a CCIM and a CIPS. If you want to say a quick hello, Connie, and where you work and what you do.
Hi, I'm a real estate broker both in Ontario and in Florida. So if you have any clients who want to buy business, land, development, whatever in Florida, whether it's seasonal rentals, residential, river, snowbird place, I'm the one to call.
She's been very instrumental in helping us to expand to Florida. Would you, everyone in this room, like to have Florida listings on your website where you get the call and you can do referrals? How many would like that? She's helping us to do that with this network.
Okay. And so we have from Michael Avey to Alan Lake to Zan, many instructors that are going out and spreading the word of ICIWorld. Perhaps you can talk just a quick example of Judy Casimir, who made one of the biggest deals in Trev history.
Last year at the Toronto Real Estate Board, the largest sale was $28 million. ICIWorld has done 2 deals over $50 million, and we think there's a lot more. And guess who did it? It was salespeople just like yourself. Just like yourself. Didn't have to be a member of some other organization. Just get on here and network. If you have a good contact, with someone, that's what's now going to count for you. Now you're going to get the exposure to all the people with the money. You put them together, and you got a chance to make money. She was a salesperson on the service. She started small. She had a little small building for sale. She got a buyer. It didn't suit him. So she asked him, what would you like to buy? And he said, I want to buy properties from $20 million to $100 million. This is a regular phone call that you get. She asked him, what would you like? He was from out west, called on one of her listings on here. And she says, oh, well, if I happen to find a building, could I call you back and tell you about it and maybe show it to you? He said, sure. So she posted it as a wanted. office buildings from 20 to $100 million. She left it on there. It was almost 7 months. She left it on there. And one day, a mortgage broker called her and said that he was working with the owner of 3 office buildings in Toronto, and it's not, oh no, so it's in near Don Mills. We were at the Toronto Real Estate Board today. I thought we were still there. Within about 10 miles or 5 miles of that Toronto Real Estate Board, there were 3 office buildings that the mortgage broker was talking. But then they called her up and says, do you really have a real buyer? Because who believes what's on the internet? Yeah. You have to check it out. That's one of the valuable services that each and every one of you provide. Sifting through, qualifying the tire kickers, curiosity seekers, time wasters, fraud artists. All those people are on the internet. But one good person, it was this mortgage broker. We checked with her. It was a legitimate buyer, and she was working with that other buyer. It's a longer story, 8-month story. She introduced the buyer to that particular building, and they kicked out, there were 3 buildings, they kicked out one, they bought 2 for $54 million. She made $200,000.
Yeah, wonderful.
And salespeople, and to tell you the truth, it was ladies. It was the ladies that did it, okay?
Oh,
okay. The other deal, that was done by 2 gentlemen, okay? And that was over $50 million piece of land in Toronto as well. So the connections are there for you here. You just have to work on them. And none of them were on the Toronto Real Estate Board. We're going to be teaching you today how to be working exclusive information.
But first, I kind of want to know how eager you are to learn about how to make money with exclusive listings. So if there was a fish that you were catching today with this information you're about to get, show me with your hands what size fish you want. You want a fish this big? You want this much information? You want to make this much money? Bigger? I want to see with your hands. You show me. Oh, yeah? Okay, I see 6 people that want to make money. Nobody else wants to make money today? You back there, you don't want to make any money today? Yes. What's your name? Yes? Mary? How much money do you want to make? Show me. You don't want to show me? This much? This much. Okay, let's do it. So today, we've done our introductions. We're going to talk about what ICI is and how it works, ICIWorld. How to work ICIWorld's exclusive listings and how it will work for you. Okay. What is ICIWorld and how does it work? So there are 3.7 billion people on the internet. You go around the world, people use mobile devices everywhere. I once met a witch doctor in Ghana who helped with my broken ankle, and he was giving me his cell phone number. And I came back and I told the story, and my friend said, what kind of witch doctor has a cell phone? That's because around the world, wherever you are, many people have a cell phone. And with your cell phone, you can see all sorts of things. Okay? We like to call ICIWorld a society of realtors. Okay. A society of real estate brokers and salespeople networking and advertising exclusive real estate information, marketing listings on mobile devices, computers, and reaching people daily in 138 countries. Memberships open for all licensed real estate professionals and salespeople around the world. Like anything, membership has its privileges. Of course, it has a cost. Relatively a minute cost compared to the potential to work and earn money. So it's $40 a month or $319 a year. We're having a special here for 25% at $240 for the year. Okay. So what do we do with ICIWorld? We have it on our phone right now. Perhaps we can all go to that. Okay. Do you want to show how to add those?
Sure.
Okay. So Gary's going to walk us through how to actually use this app.
There's basically 2 things that you do when you're a member. One of them is you can search. And right now, if you go to the app, and it's going to be the same as what I'm about to show you on the screen. When you go to the app, you're going to see 4 choices on the screen. Do you see them at the bottom? Commercial, business, residential, and business. Does everybody see them? This is a workshop for real estate people. A workshop. That means only real estate people are in this room. You can ask questions. You don't have to worry about what the public thinks. You ask a question here. Now, this is a learning workshop, and you must learn how to do this. If somebody can't pull up this app within 3 seconds, there's something wrong. Speak to one of us, and we will help you. We're here to help every single one of you. Even though I have been a broker for over 40 years, I want you to think of all of us as a personal marketing and information assistant to each and every one of you to help you take advantage of these services.
Gary's so humble. He's like, I'm your assistant.
I'm your assistant.
And he really does. Listen, I think I've said this before. When you make an appointment with Gary, he listens to what your concerns are and looks at why you are or are not making money using the system. It's not just buy it and leave it.
So we're going to check, I would say, how many people in this room do residential? How many people do residential? How many people in this room do commercial? How many people in this room want to do some commercial? And that's good. That's good. So basically, we're going to cover a little bit of commercial as well as both residential. But I'm going to start with a residential search. Everyone, please click on residential on your phone. And you should have this form come up. If you do not have this form, Anthony's going to help you right now. Anybody not have this form on their screen? You must have this form on your screen. Okay? Anthony will help you if you don't have this on your screen. Can everyone show me their phone with this form on the screen? Everyone's got it? So in other words, within 2 seconds, you've got this form on the screen. Now, let's see if you can choose the business area Canada at the top. It's the same as what I'm doing on the computer, is the same as what you can do on the phones. And Doris, you're helping people too as well. And Connie, you can help people as well. And make sure you can choose Canada and then Ontario. It's a little tricky for the first time. Who's got an iPhone and can't do it? Who's got an iPhone and can't do it? Okay, help them with the iPhone. It's a little tricky on the iPhone. Canada, Ontario, Greater Toronto, and we happen to be in Mississauga. I want you to choose Mississauga. Now, the nice thing about this, it will remember Mississauga for you. Do you not have a phone?
No, I need to
You can use mine, okay? Use mine. Okay, choose Mississauga. Anybody not have a phone? We got extra phones for you. This is going to make you money. You can be standing in line at Tim Hortons, and you can choose Mississauga and see the latest exclusive listing. I only want to see the hands that do not have Mississauga chosen. Who does not have Mississauga? Can you help? Right down there at the end. Anyone else not have Mississauga? Okay, you better speak up now because we don't want to lose you. So I'm going to choose Mississauga. There we go. Now, you'll see it's on residential. If you see on the screen, I'm moving the mouse. I don't know if you can see it. I'm leaving it on haves and wants. Haves are the properties for sale and for lease. Wants are what people are looking for. Leave it on haves and wants. I want to see everything in Mississauga, haves and wants. But you'll notice there's a screen that says have one age, and it's on 3 months. We do not delete listings here for 5 years. Neither does the real estate board. We have solds. The real estate board has solds. We have expired listings. The real estate board has expired listings. The difference is you can choose to search back 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or you can choose to leave it on 3 months, which is the same as an MLS listing. If you want to make it 1 month, you can make it 1 month as well. We're going to leave it on 3 months for this demonstration. And when we finish this demonstration in the next 35, 40 seconds, there's going to be a number at the top how many results there are. But follow this, don't jump ahead, because now we're going to go down to this sort on field, which is down at the bottom. It says age. Let's change it. What does that say? Price. Let's sort the listings in Mississauga for the last 3 months, haves and wants, Let's sort them by price. Let's see if you can pick price. Does anybody miss anything so far? Just put up your hand, we'll send somebody around to help you. Okay, you've got it? Search the database, and how many do you get? Search the database. I'm not going to click. I want to hear numbers from you first.
100.
How many?
I'm getting 100.
100 for you. How many did you get? 42? I got 42. What did you get?
42.
How much did you get? Everybody's getting 42. Well, let's find out what happened. Watch this. I'm going to click on search database and see who's got the right answer. Search database. Go up to the top. 42s win it. Okay? All the 42s win. Now, the reason why you might have got 100 is because maybe you didn't choose the business area of Mississauga. That's probably the reason why, and it was just the GTA or something else. Okay? But the important thing is you know how to do it. Now, hit the back button once. Now, some of you, when you hit the back button, you go all the way back to the beginning. You click on residential again. Click on residential again. Remove the word price and leave it on age. In other words, we just want the latest listings. Once you're up to date, once you have searched all the listings in Mississauga and you know what's going on, after a while, you're going to be walking around with your phone and you might be standing in line in Tim Hortons waiting. You can click on the app, click on residential, and residential is going to remember Mississauga. We have made it so that it remembers Mississauga. Go down to the bottom of the page and click on search database, and how many do you get? The same 42. But this time, it's the latest ones first. Click on the first one, and what is the date, please? I want to know the date on the latest listing. Click on that one, and you will see that there's a date of listing. December the 1st. So that was what, a couple of days ago? There we go. About a couple of days ago, that was the latest listing that was put on here. Okay? And that's a custom built home in Meadowville. Everybody feel comfortable to search?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you do on ICIWorld once you're a member. But if that home was interesting for one of your buyers, you call up your buyer, you make an appointment, you go sell the home and make $10,000 or whatever. That's how fast it can be, just like that. And it does not have to be an MLS listing. We'll be explaining that later. Now, can I show you how quick it is to put your information on here?
Gary, can I interrupt because I heard a
Yep.
question?
Go ahead.
The question I heard is, where's the commission on the listing? Yes?
There's no commit. Okay, that's a good question. Because this is an exclusive information, you have to make your own arrangements for compensation on every listing. You call the other broker and find out what are the arrangements for compensation for commission. You put your commission agreements in place first. If it's on MLS, you already know how to handle that. Okay, now we're going to show you how to add your listings. And you come to the main website, and can everybody see this word login here? Right there? By the way, did I click on record? Yes, thank God. Oh, I forget to do that so many times. Okay, I'm going to click on the word login. Let's move this out of the way. And on the left-hand green column, you'll have to put your phones down now. On the left-hand green column, you'll see log in, log out, and all of these things here. I'm going to click on the one that says add, have, and want. Now, I'm going to ask for something unique right now. Is there anyone in this room that has a property that is going to be coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 months at all? Who's got something that's going to be coming for sale? We got a bunch of them here. I'll start with right up at the front here. Can you give me an example of what that property is that might be coming for sale?
Well, the property is coming for sale.
It's coming for sale?
Yeah, and it's in Richmond Hill.
It's in Richmond Hill. Is it a home?
4-bedroom detached.
A 4-bedroom detached home, approximately what price?
It's $2,575. I'm sorry, $2,575,000.
Okay, so watch how we put it in here. Watch this. Coming for sale.
Where do we have lost? We have lost.
Put your phones down.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing this just on a computer right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you go to ICIWorld.com and you click on login and you get to this page. Okay? And on the left-hand side, you see over here, what does that say? Right there. Add, have, want. You click on that and this form comes up. This form is going to put it all around the world on 36,000 pages, over 2,000 other brokers' websites. It's going to send out 20,000 emails to the whole industry daily. If you put a listing on here, there's 20,000 emails going to go out to the industry on this listing, every new listing. Question?
Only to the ICI members or all the members?
It goes to the public. Okay, it's distributed to the public.
Who's a
Okay,
subscriber?
we have about 500 members as of today. 500 real estate broker members like yourself as of today.
But you have
Cutting
to
edge
subscribe
technology.
to the list. You have to subscribe to the list.
I can't hear you, Doris.
Yeah, you get the email if you subscribe to the list, right?
You get the email if you subscribe to the list.
You subscribe to the
receive
list,
emails.
and to subscribe it is free to the list. To receive the information, to search the information is free.
And public can subscribe.
Pardon me?
Public can subscribe to the email.
Yes, you can subscribe to the email.
How
Yes.
does the public even know about its existence?
Okay, we have a video, and that's, by the way, the shortest question with a full day answer. But what we have done is we have shrunk it down and combined it into a special video that shows you how to promote websites. We do the same thing. You can see it. I would write this down on your PowerPoint presentation. Go to ICIWorld.com. Everybody should write this down. You go to, this is how to promote your website. How does the public know about it? I get that question every seminar that we do. How do they know about it? But don't forget, we've been on the internet for 20 years. Okay? We're on the front page of major trade publications. We're all over the industry. Okay? But if you want to learn how to do it, you go to ICIWorld.com, click on seminar. Click on seminar. In fact, I'm going to open another tab to make sure everybody knows it at home that's listening by video in the future. You go to ICIWorld.com, and right on the front, you're going to see the word seminar right there. You click on seminar. You go down the page, you're going to see 4 recorded webinars. These are actually on demand. And what does number 4 say? How to promote your website. In other words, it's not just one way to promote your website. There's many different ways. You know, there's seminars, conferences, places you can advertise, meta tags, keywords, search engine optimization, handing out business cards, going for a walk down your business district, giving a card out to everybody in the area and say, this is my website, I've got MLS listings, I got exclusive listings. Are you thinking of buying and selling in the next 1 year? All of those ways, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that, you're going to put your website onto the internet and you're going to link to all your social media. We do the same thing. That's another way to get people. Paid advertising. There's all kinds of ways to get people to your website. It's not just one way. And by the way, people, that was one of the best questions today. Because when you think about it, you can have a beautiful website like any one of these websites here. But what good is it if nobody goes to the website? You might as well not even have a website. Why are you wasting your money if you don't get people to go to it? This is your office building on the internet. This is one of the most powerful tools that you can use the internet. If you're not using the internet and a website, what are you doing? The people that list with you, the people that want to do business with you, want you to be plugged into what's happening. And so if you can have a website, that's the beginning of taking good advantage of the internet. So promoting your website is a very, very good question, absolutely.
Can I just interrupt and make a comment?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so when I became a member of ICIWorld, it was fantastic because more and more my clients are expecting from me to know what's off market, exclusives, things that are not on MLS. Maybe it's because of television, I'm not sure why, all of a sudden everybody expects you to know this. And even though I'm well connected with developers and people in my community, I know what's going on, but the pace of growth is so much. I don't always know what's going on, and I definitely don't always know what's going on that's off market. Being part of ICIWorld gave me a confidence to be able to talk to my clients and let them know this is what is available off market. Whether we bought through those properties that were available that I proposed to them or not, it made me look good. It gave me greater confidence in their eyes as well. They were able to relax and know that I'm taking care of their needs, off market, on market, new build, whatever it might be, that they don't have to look on their own outside of me, that I'm a professional that knows the scope of what's out there for them and help them choose the right thing. So it was very positive for me in that respect.
You'll see the button play right there. Everybody see that button play? So on the seminar page, there's seminars there that you can see. You click on play. Everybody know how to stop okay, I'm going to stop that, and you can make it larger, and then you can listen to it, and you can listen up, you can do it forward, all that kind of stuff, how to promote. So that's a very good question that you asked, and you can see it's quite large. Right now, we're actually in the middle of adding a listing, however, a home that's coming for sale, and all brokers in the real estate can do this, Richmond Hill, and it's a home, 4-bedroom, is that correct?
Yes.
4-bedroom, and it's approximately, now I'm going to say approximately, and the reason is because when you go there and get your listing, you might think it's 2.4 million, and they might change the price higher or lower. We don't really know until you actually sign the paper. Do you agree or disagree? So we know it's approximately how much?
2,575,000.
2 million. Okay, so they pretty well got it made up there. 2.575. So you've really done your homework pretty good then on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, nicely done. And my last question is, you're going to see that there's 4 ingredients you should put in every subject line. We talked about 20,000 emails going out to the industry daily. The problem is, how can people within 3 seconds, because our attention span is 3 seconds, we got to decide if we're interested in that listing. So what we do here is we suggest that you put the location in, not the exact location. There's a reason you don't put an address, and you're going to learn that. But you need to put in the city because we have people coming in from 138 countries daily looking at this. So Richmond Hill is good. It's a home, so you know the type. You know it's a 4-bedroom, and you know the approximate price. Now, if you're a customer, potential buyer of that property, you are going to want to find the answer, where is this home? You're going to want to know about it because you could be overlooking the home of your dreams. So that can actually trigger a lead off the internet, that piece of information. How else would you do it? You would choose Canada, Ontario, Greater Toronto, come down here to Richmond Hill. Where is it? Richmond Hill. Whoopsie daisy. Richmond Hill. And then you would choose residential down here. Residential, there it is there. And you can choose more than one. So if you have, an income property, you can choose 2 categories if you wanted to. Type description, it's a home. It's in Richmond Hill. And then we're going to put in $2,575,000. And then we're going to put in a price comment here, and we're going to say coming for sale. And then usually what we do is we copy the subject line here, copy that, and we paste it in the comments down below. And then what we usually do is put a link to Richmond Hill. I have a statement that we make that 90% of the brokers are actually not really effective on the internet yet because they're throwing properties on the internet with no due regard to the location. So when we want to search and help to sell the location because people are coming in from Asia, from Europe, from all over the world, we suggest that you link to the local economic development office such as this. Now, if you work Richmond Hill, you should have this Richmond Hill website on your website right now. Add it to your resource section. You think that's a good idea? Yeah, because this helps to sell Richmond Hill to the world. And people can click on different things, invest and do business. Isn't this wonderful? It shows how prosperous the area is. It gets people excited. Even if people do not buy that exact home and they call you, you can end up getting a customer and maybe selling something else. Do you agree or disagree? Okay? So you can see, now you can grab this link here. I'm copying that link, and you can put this link in here by clicking on this add link button. We have a standard link in there for the city of Toronto already, so you can add Toronto in there because you're only, 25 minutes away from Toronto. Add the other link in here, remove Toronto, put in Richmond Hill, and say all about Richmond Hill.
We assume people are local and know everything we know, but that's not always the case.
That's right, it's a world market that we're marketing to when you're on the internet here. You go down to the bottom of the page, and by the way, if you want a picture in your ad, you can have it. However, if the property is coming for sale and it's not listed yet, and if you put the address there, can some people figure out which property it is? Yeah. So just because you have the picture doesn't make it right to put it on the internet. Okay, got that? Sabrina's going to review that in a moment. At the bottom, here's the most exciting thing, I think, today, one of the most exciting things. You will notice that you are no longer restricted to making money with just MLS. This is an exclusive piece of information that she has. She has knowledge. That's a piece of information. It's not a listing. It's something that's in your brain that you're thinking. We're working with information from your brain. This started out of a book by Bill Gates called At the Speed of Thought. If you can take something out of your brain and put it on the internet, MLS is on the internet, now your thought can be on the internet for real estate. Interesting. And we are categorizing the thoughts the same way that your real estate board can categorize real estate. It can trigger a lead, but you must not do that until you hear the full presentation, because there are certain things that you have to be compliant with RICO to do this. And we're going to cover that today for you. So, let's get back. Okay, I thought I stepped on something. Okay, so those are, now in this case, I'm going to make another suggestion. What's your first name, by the way?
Anita.
Anita?
Yes.
Thank you, Anita. Is this a regular client of yours?
Yes.
Yes. So do you see how we have regular client down here at the bottom? I'm going to suggest that we choose that rather than even exclusive, because this shows that she has a relationship with that owner. It's not a daisy chain. Sometimes other people ask other people, you got something for sale, and they try to put it on here. You call them, they have to call them, they have to call. Daisy chains don't work. We're not in favor of them, but if you have to work it and you want to do it theoretically, you can do it. Because sometimes things do get sold from time to time and money can be made. Sometimes we recommend stepping out of the way, let the person deal direct, get a little referral commission. Because you had knowledge, why not benefit a little bit? So there's things that you can do. In this case, she has a good relationship with this owner. This shows that she's dealing directly with the owner. You choose regular client. Now, over here, the last question on the screen is very exciting. It says, will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? We always recommend yes, because it's greater exposure in the marketplace for your listings. Does anybody know when MLS got started? Take a guess. Just throw out a year. Doesn't matter. Give me a year. 6 years ago? 60 years ago? Almost. Okay, 60 years ago. Anybody else? When do you think MLS got started? Anybody? Take a guess.
Years ago.
How much?
80.
80 years ago. That would make it, what, 1930s? Okay, you're
Here we
getting
have
close.
25 years ago.
25? Okay, good guess, but it's way more than that. It's even more than 80. Keep guessing. I just want to keep hearing.
90.
90. Keep going.
40.
120.
It actually started in the late 1800s. Some brokers got around, brokers like this in salespeople, got around the table and says, okay, listen, I have a listing. I'll let you sell my listing if you let me sell your listing. That was the beginning of MLS in the 1800s. before that, and even later, even I was in Portugal 20 years ago. They had a bulletin board in the hardware store, and that's where you put the properties for sale. You write on everything and stick it on the wall. Okay.
Used to be here.
Now, the bulletin board, it's on the internet on ICIWorld. That's the bulletin board for the whole world to see. So it's magical, it's transformational, it's literally free. When you consider the cost of what you're doing to reach the whole world, it's almost like it's free, next to nothing, to all intents and purposes. This one here, would you, if another broker calls you, what you're going to tell them, because it's not for sale yet, you're going to say, well, they're going to ask, what's the first question somebody's going to ask you if they call you on that listing? Where is it? When will it be on the market is one question, but the other one is, where is it? You agree? Where is it? They want to know where it is. Do you give them the address?
No.
Good. Learn that. You do not, if you do not have a signed listing, according to RICO, you must not give the address. We're going to cover that again. So in this case, what you can say in this case, Anita, is I will put your name on a list. And once I get the listing signed, I will call you back and you can be one of the first people through the first open house. How does that sound? Isn't that nice? In other words, you can start getting lists of people before you actually have the signed listing. Is there any questions on that so far? Okay, we can move on. So when you submit this information, it gets emailed out to the industry, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see something called Latest World Residential. These are the latest listings that are going on the service. So there's one, trendy location in Burlington, new home built condo, exclusively listed. There it is. This is not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Okay, I'm going to click on it right now. Peter Mazukin, he wrote a book on real estate as a good friend and just a wonderful, wonderful man. And you'll see that there's the contact name and number. You can give them a call, inquire about this property, and it's over 20% less than, like, you can be advertising opportunities, not necessarily just listings. Okay? Interesting. This opens up the whole market for you. Everyone should have a listing at 15 opportunities on ICIWorld. Over the next 3 months, I challenge everyone to have 15 opportunities, and we're going to show you how to get there. At the moment, is there anybody in this room that has more than 5 listings on the Toronto Real Estate Board? 4, 3, 2, 1. We got some with 1. And so with information, you can have information opportunities, real estate opportunities working for you on the internet. And that's exciting, people. It opens up the whole world for you now. Okay? It's wonderful to have both services. The MLS is the backbone of our industry. Always has been. It's the best way. If you can get a signed listing, it gets it out there right away. But now you can't put information like this on a real estate board. Although we are going to next year start a concerted effort to get real estate boards to adopt this service. Would you like your real estate board to be providing this service to you right now, theoretically? How many would like that? Okay, interesting. And so when I click on Latest World, that's it. That's how to search information. And when you put on information within a few minutes, you let it go out there, because in my opinion, marketing is a lot like fishing. You have to put your lines in the water in order to catch some food to put it on the table. And marketing, you got to have things out there on the internet working for you all the time. Are there any fishermen in here? Okay, real fishermen. You gone fishing? No? Okay, because I fish salmon in Lake Ontario. Anyways, and hike up north and all that stuff. Okay, that's back to you, Sabrina. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Oh, back to the presentation.
Okay, so these are just the instructions of how to go ahead and add a have or a want onto the site. So you have that in your handout. You can keep that with you. Okay? In addition to having access to unlimited number of postings that you can put up for haves and wants, which essentially gives you an opportunity to work. I saw that many of us, I too only have a couple exclusives happening that are signed, but I've only got one on MLS at the moment, and many of us are in a similar boat. The tragedy here is, if you want to work, you have to sort of run cold to generate more business, right? When you're a member of ICIWorld, you always have work to do. You get onto ICIWorld and start putting things together, right? You have an inventory. It may not be your listing, but you have an inventory available to access for your potential buyers or your potential sellers as well. In addition, you have access to Gary, which is already way worth much, much more than the membership. You have an appointment, create an appointment with him. You'll see on the app, when you go into more at the bottom, residential, commercial, blah, 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 more. When you say join, then the first thing you see is make an appointment. That's how you reach him. He's like a doctor or a dentist. I make jokes that your wife has to make an appointment to call you.
It's easier.
Yeah, so if you want to reach Gary, you make an appointment, and he dedicates that hour to you. You connect online and look at your account, discuss anything with you. He really is, he does serve as an assistant, as a mentor, really.
I
And he
can,
does all that for free.
I know, he does all that for free.
You get way more than your money's worth.
see there, it says make an appointment. Phone calls kill us both. It just kills us. Yeah, I try to get you, you try to get me. You don't call me. You just click on make an appointment, and what comes up is the 60 minutes, even if it only takes 5 minutes to answer your question, and then you pick a day, and if I was to pick Wednesday, it's all gone. I only have 12 and 4 p.m. left tomorrow, so you go back, and then you can make an appointment and make it for Thursday. There's more times available. Usually 24 hours ahead, a lot of appointments are already taken. Click on Thursday, and there's lots of appointments for Thursday. Okay? It's real easy. Because everyone only really needs only one appointment, Sabrina, and they're good to go. Really. Because everything is in this orientation file. We've handed it out to you. It's like a pilot's checklist for a broker. It's new this year. This ensures that you can fly that plane. It ensures that you can make money using these information services, and don't leave anything to chance. And if you have any questions, who can you contact?
You.
Let me give you a hint.
You call us. That's right. Okay, carry on.
Okay, so like I said, by appointment.
A little quicker, 'cause it gets me late.
Yeah, let's get them. Okay. So those are one-on-one conversations that deal specifically with your needs.
And Anthony, I'm gonna say Anthony has joined. Anthony, can you stand up? Anthony is now helping us with these appointments, these orientation files. So if you need a hand for anything, you can give our office a call, and chances are it might be Anthony giving you a hand as well.
So we have a YouTube channel. There's widgets now Gary spoke a bit about the website. Perhaps we can do now. So Gary spoke a bit about the website, and what we provide to all our members are widgets. Widgets that go into your existing website. Who has more than one website? How many do you have?
2.
2? And yourself? 3. Fantastic. Well, Gary says all the time, a website is like a billboard. You can have more than one, and they all point to each other to increase your access. So if you already have your own website, our widgets, they work with all kinds of real estate websites, or else we also have 0.2 websites available that we can help you create a website, okay? And I'm just going to give you a quick example of, Gary will do a quick example of 1 or 2 of the websites and how this information, essentially what the widgets do is they bring the whole search engine of ICIWorld and the full inventory of haves and wants available onto your website. But not just the way it is right now on the ICIWorld website. On your website, when they click on it, they don't get the broker information. If somebody searches through your website, they have to phone you. So it's like as if you have all these listings. He's going to show you now.
How many people here do not have a website? Do not. Okay, so we have a turnkey situation for you where the websites are free for 1 month. There's an example right there. After 1 month, if you want to keep it, they are as little as $16.50 per month. Okay, you can keep it for $19 a month, no contract, or you pay $1.99 for the whole year, and you divide that by 12, it works out to $16.50. We have one of the busiest booths at Trev Realtor Quest. How many people have been to Trev Realtor Quest here in the room? How many people have not been to Trev Realtor Quest?
Oh, it's so good, you have to go.
Okay.
You can even get a free massage.
I'm sorry?
No, one of my favorite things at Realtor Quest is the massage.
Oh, the massage at Realtor Quest. People, it's the biggest real estate show in the whole world. The whole world. There's only one other show bigger. Sometimes it's in Orlando, NAR. The Toronto Real Estate Board. More products and more services in one day than you can search around all year long. You go with a shopping bag, get your running shoes on, have a good meal, have a smoothie.
The lunch
Be
is
helpful
provided.
all day long. You're going to fill your shopping bag with all kinds of tools to help you make money in real estate. Every booth there, they're trying to help you make money because they don't make money unless you make money. You should collect something from every single booth and then study it over the year. And you should go to that show. Our booth is one of the busiest ones at the show because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as these websites that we supply for $19 per month. That works out to $16 if you get the $199. And the reason I'm going to show you now, it's because of listings. From a broker's point of view, and I'm a broker, it's the listings that trigger the leads for you. Do you agree or disagree? Agree. Now I'm going to show you how your website can have listings. Now when I talk about listings, every broker has MLS. Agreed? Every broker. Whether it's this company or another company, everybody's got MLS. But not everyone has exclusive. And so I'm not going to search the MLS on this website. I'm going to search the exclusive that they got from those widgets. Up there it says power up your websites. It's a spark plug. It's like putting a spark plug, bingo, right on your 3 websites, 3 spark plugs. Okay? Full of listings that are going to trigger leads. For 2 reasons it's going to trigger leads. One is the information, but the second reason is nobody can click on the message number. I'm going to show that to you. If somebody goes, and let's do the demonstration right now. I'm going to click on residential. And you'll see there's my haves and wants. If I click on that, these are the listings from this particular broker here. Those are his listings. You can see that he's got listings that are on ICIWorld. That's pulling the information off ICIWorld and displaying it on the screen so the customers can see it. But if I click on residential, mostly exclusives, what's going to come up? Does anybody recognize this form once it comes up? Hang on. Did you test this website, Sabrina? Oh yes, here we go. It brings up the listings. And you'll see that you can search listings, any city at all that you want. I'm going to show another one. Here's another one, residential. Click on that one. Residential haves and wants, mostly exclusives. And again, anybody recognize that form?
Yes.
You've all been using it, haven't you? Okay, now let's choose, just for fun, Greater Toronto. Somebody comes to your website, you can help them, and they search on, say they're going to change it to price and search the listings, and maybe just the halves, just for fun. And they click on search database. These are the last 90-day listings that came on here. And let's say that somebody is interested in this one on Winston Churchill and this one here for $629.
Those are not on MLS, just exclusive.
I'm sorry?
Those, all of them.
All of those have come from other members.
Not on MLS.
I'll explain. The question is, especially for people listening by video in the future, Are these not on MLS or are they on MLS? The question is about 50% of these are not on MLS. Approximately 50%. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But when you're a member, you're going to advertise your MLS listing. If you have MLS, this is an advertising service for you. But if you have exclusive information, you can put it here too. Now, when I try to click on this number, I can't click on it. I can't click on that number. So I have a question for each and every one of you. And I'll ask you first. What's your first name? Raf. Raf, if this is your website, and if somebody cannot click on that message number, who do they have to call? If this is your website,
They call me.
give me a high five. Isn't that fantastic? And this is one for everyone in the room. You will all trigger leads if you have this on your website. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. If you don't have it, you have zero chance to trigger leads from these. The moment you put it on, the next person that visits your website sees one of those listings, they have to call you. They have no choice. Now you're going to know, am I getting traffic to your website? Because if you're not getting leads, is it because of the listings, or could it be because you have little or no traffic to your website? What do you say? No traffic to the website. It's a way of measuring it. Okay? So that's how the widgets work for residential. People will call you on these. Now watch what else can happen. Somebody might not want Greater Toronto. Somebody might want Southwestern Ontario, and maybe they want London, Ontario. They're on your website. Is it possible somebody could look for London, Ontario on your website? Is that possible? Yeah. Now, if somebody calls you on one of these listings, say it happens to be that one, you can do a referral. You can call that other broker and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? You should start triggering leads to do referrals.
Because of Gary, I've been doing that like crazy. All of a sudden I found the form, referral form, I'm printing it all the time. I'm calling people and I'm saying exactly that. Hi, I have a client from Montreal, for Cornwall, for all over the place, all the towns, because people can't afford Toronto so much. And some places I'm certainly willing to go, but a few hours away, it's too much, right? Hi, I have a referral for you. I have a client. Is a 25% referral okay? Okay, send over the form. I pull out the form from Stratus, web forms, pre-printed forms, send it over, comes back signed by their broker of record and by themselves. Fantastic, you sent over the information. I keep an eye. Did you meet them? Did you talk to them? Boom, they made a sale. I make a referral commission and I barely did anything. I didn't drive anywhere.
The best one that I know of is a RE/MAX agent who has now done 15 referrals. If you think of each referral as 5 minutes each, that's a total of how many minutes? 15 referrals. 5 minutes each, 75 minutes. Okay? He made $45,000 just doing referrals. That's over a 6-month period. Got that? Watch what else can happen. I'm going to click on commercial. Now, I know a lot of people in here are not doing commercial. So if somebody calls you on, let's say I'm going to go down to Ontario commercial. I'm going to click on it. Up comes these listings on your website. You picture this on your website. This is exactly how it looks on all the members' websites. And if I click on Mississauga, and somebody searches that, and they search it in Mississauga, all these listings come up in Mississauga. These are commercial listings. If somebody calls you on a commercial listing, and you're a residential real estate broker, can you do a referral? Yeah, you bet you can. For all the new people in the room, you can be doing referrals right away. Something we never had a chance when we started in real estate like this. We never had listings on a website to say, tell everybody that we know, go to my website. I've got lots of listings. We had no listings. We had no websites. Where do you go from here? I work with buyers. Here, you've got listings on your website that you can now send people to. If they call you on one of these, you call the other broker, say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? The membership on what we're doing here today is a special, we'll talk about it later. This alone is even worth it, even if you work part-time. And if you're thinking of retiring, I have a question for you. Someday when you're retired, would you mind making the odd 5-minute referral that makes you $3,000 to $10,000 while you're retired? You could be part-time. And the full-time brokers should like it. I'm telling them they should like it, because if you get a referral on one of these, you're going to send it to that broker. That broker's going to make money. He should appreciate you for what you're doing. You're contributing to the industry. It's wonderful. Back to you, Sabrina.
Thanks. I love the referrals. Can you put back the slides?
Yep.
To answer your question, at the bottom of the listing that you see on ICI, it says MLS if it is MLS. Otherwise, it'll say regular client or exclusive listing. Or remember, we were looking at all those options when we were putting up your listing.
So this website is for buyers and realtors who chat. If a realtor has a private buyer, potential buyer, I don't see it on MLS.
You look here.
I look here for listings that
Perhaps.
are on MLS, which are exclusive listings.
Yep, that's right.
So why would a seller list exclusive? This has an exclusive listing and not on MLS.
Plenty of reasons. For example, Anita? Yes. Anita's listing isn't on the MLS yet, right? But your buyer is looking for a property just like this.
So she's got an exclusive listing.
Whether it's signed or not, and I'm probably going to get into this in just a second.
The question is, why don't people put it on the MLS?
Do it after.
Is that the question?
Yeah, why would, if I'm a seller,
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to expose it to as many people as
Yeah.
possible.
Yep.
So why would I list it exclusively?
You know something? We all agree with you. We all agree with you.
Right.
How many FSBOs are there out there right now? Why don't they do it? I'm going to ask you that.
They want to save commission.
There you go. So there's a lot of properties out there, FSBOs, that don't want to list it with a realtor at this time. But if they can't sell it, what do they end up doing? They end up listing it with a realtor someday, don't they? 90% of all FSBOs are actually sold by realtors like ourselves.
Right. So
But in the meantime,
so you're saying there's not
Not just FSBOs, there's lots of things. There's things that are coming up, not yet. So you have access to before the rest of the market sees it. There are things sometimes that people just want to keep exclusive. They don't.
If coming soon, it's usually there's a holdback. There's an offer. I mean, well, there's not an offer. If it's coming soon, why would a seller sell it before it actually hits the MLS? I mean,
there's actually lots of reasons for that. Sometimes they don't want the bother of hundreds of people traipsing through their homes. Some people are very finicky about that. They don't want to have that. They want it done on more of an exclusive basis. You've already told them how much their home is worth. So if you can get it, you know, why have open houses and everybody going through the house? One mayor of one city didn't want anybody in the city to know that his house was for sale.
Sure.
He just didn't want to. Another person had 5 real estate broker friends. He says, what am I going to do? I list with one and I got 4 angry people. Let me give you another example. The FSBO that tries to sell himself, he really wants to sell his property, but he doesn't want to tie it up with one particular agent sometimes because he feels he might not get good service. So there's different reasons why people sometimes try to sell properties themselves. In the case of commercial real estate, if you talk to a restaurant owner, does a restaurant owner want everybody in the world to know that his restaurant is for sale? No. He wants to, because some people say, what's wrong? Something wrong in the kitchen? And then the employees are thinking of leaving because you've got it for sale. So they want it done confidentially. All kinds of businesses are being done that way.
I have a high fashion boutique that's been in business 38 years in Woodbridge. They want to retire, but they have high-end customers like politicians and politicians' wives, and they have a lot of the leaders of the community that shop there. Excellent quality stuff from Paris and Milan, but they don't want everybody to know on the MLS that it's for sale, but they want to sell. They really want to sell
That's
it.
the problem. A lot of people want to sell something, but they, for various reasons.
Because it
A
looks
lot of,
bad to the
A lot of
customer,
movie star
right?
homes in the mountains in Lake Tahoe, They don't want the inside of their home plastered all over the internet for all the thieves in the world to see. Some people don't want that. They want it done more constructively. If you find me the right buyer, I'll give you all the information, the pictures and everything.
And a commission.
There's another reason, and I'm gonna ask a question to everybody in this room. I wanna ask the first question, how many people here have been in the real estate more than 5 years in the room? Okay, so this question is mainly to you, because you may know. I'm gonna make a statement. You can agree, disagree, or say I don't know. Everyone in the room can answer now. 90% of apartment buildings in Ontario are not on real estate boards. How many agree? How many disagree? How many don't know? Okay, the ones that don't know, the ones that answered yes, they're actually right. 90% of shopping centers in Ontario are not on real estate boards. How many people would agree? How many people disagree? How many people don't know? Okay, now you're learning from the people that have been in the business for a while that this is true. 90% of a lot of kinds of properties are just not on the real estate board. Land, businesses, all kinds of other things. So there's a big opportunity out there. How about all these VIP sales? New construction. A lot of them are not on MLS right off the bat. How about builders that have a piece of land and they could build a house? Is that on the internet? Probably not yet. You can do it, and you should be doing it because you can help that person sell that property. And that's what our job is to give service, to do this stuff. So you can be working information in the industry, real estate, if that's an opportunity, you think of this service. You can network real estate opportunities where you do not have a signed listing. Before you get a listing, just like Anita, that's not a listing on the Toronto Real Estate Board coming for sale. And we're going to show you how to get all those FSBOs that are out there. You can now be working them after today. Go ahead, Sabrina.
We're really lucky because we're in an industry where we can make so much money. Even just a lead can give us thousands of dollars. And our membership with ICI can bring us great return. There's testimonials. If you go on to the app where more is, you'll see testimonials. And there's 50 pages of testimonials. Our colleagues that have been working their business through ICI and have made deals through leads that they generated through ICI, either haves or wants, bringing them together and made money. It goes on and on. I recommend that you take a look at it. Okay, we're not going to do it right now. We'll see how the time we have.
I think we're running out of time.
We're running out of time, so we're going to keep moving on. As Gary was saying, 92% of, use the internet, 9% sold without an agent. 9% of FSBO sold without an agent. What does that mean? 91% sold with an agent. So you can take a look. We have 30,000 haves and wants, 75% exclusives, not on MLS for commercial, properties coming for sale, FSBOs, etc. You can look at all this through the slides. We're just going to kind of move quickly. We have two databases. There's the member database, which will be us when we all sign up as members, and the public FSBO database where the public can post their FSBOs. We can access them.
Well, I'm going to show you the FSBO database right now. This is the for sale by owner database that's on ICIWorld. I'm going to go to ICIWorld and show you how to search it. When you go here, you're going to see a choice for commercial, business opportunities,
Like my high-end fashion boutique and
residential, and what's that say? FSBO area. I'm going to click on it. And if I go down to the bottom and search the database, bingo, these are all coming up from the FSBOs right here. You tell me if that isn't interesting. But nobody can click on these. Nobody can click on these listings. Who are the only people that can click on them? The members only. So when you're a member, you can actually do business with these people. Okay? Carry on.
Okay, so we're going to move along because I want to, it's very important we get that RICO information to you. Okay, so you're asking where we are. We do talks all around different associations, Mississauga, Brampton, Realtor Quest. These commercial magazines always have an ad on the front page or the inside cover.
I'd like to mention one thing. The significance of the ads on the front page puts money in your pocket. The reason is, if somebody goes to the app because of that ad, and they see your listing, and they want to see it, you hop in a car, you go show it, and you make $10,000, all because of that ad.
Okay, now how do we work these ICI exclusive listings? I think we've really discussed that at length already.
Have I left my phone with you?
What I want to show you, okay, business at the speed of thought, right? My friend here. The cost of publishing your information, getting your message in front of someone, talking with people around the world is zero, or so close to zero that it doesn't make any difference. And this is what Bill Gates first said to Warren Buffett about the internet. So, how do you work this exclusive information? 3 questions, and you want to get your cameras out and take a picture of this or make notes. These 3 questions, you want to burn them into your brain. You want to become autopilot questions for you, just like the way I said, is a 25% referral commission okay? Just ease off your tongue like that. Likewise, you want these 3 questions as part of your essence of who you are. 1, when you see a FSBO listed, if you're working with FSBOs on the database, number 2, will you pay me a commission if I bring a buyer? Then you negotiate what that commission is, and do not be afraid. Okay. Number 2, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show your property once I have the buyer? Okay. And number 3, may I advertise your property? I'm not going to do it, I will do it without disclosing the address. So, sometimes you ask, okay, it's not working. Why might it not be working? If you don't phrase the questions exactly as they are, it might not work. If you say to the FSBO, will you give me an exclusive listing? They're going to say no, because obviously if they wanted to list, they would have done it already. The key part of that is when I bring you a buyer. Right? Will you give me an exclusive listing, a 48-hour listing, once I have the buyer? Do you want to add something to that, Gary?
No, you're doing good, actually.
Okay. And now when we go to the last one, okay, wait, I'm going to flip. Please, somebody tell me what's the first question.
Will you give me a commission if I get you a buyer?
Pardon?
Will you give me a commission if I get you a buyer? Some words.
Yes.
Something to that effect. When I have a buyer, will you pay me the commission? If I bring you a buyer, will you pay me the commission? And what that, like 2.5% or whatever it is, commission. 5% commission, because you want to pay your cooperative. Okay, question number 2. Who remembers? Once I have the buyer. Excellent. And number 3? Pardon? The address? I'm going to advertise your property without disclosing the address. Yes? Bravissimi, everybody. I'm Moody. Good job. Okay. And so why do we need to not disclose the address? Because RICO, we're all registrants, and we must always be compliant with RIBA. And that's how we keep our industry strong. So we want to do that. And we can absolutely work and make lots of money and still be compliant. And what we need to do is, if we are going to advertise an address, then we can do things like MLS, because on an MLS, we advertise the address, we identify the property with specific pictures, people know where it is, right? We disclose the vendor, okay, you can see I'm old. We disclose the seller's name. And when we don't have a written listing, we don't have the authority under RICO and RIBA, we don't have the authority to advertise this kind of information. So that's what we're working with all these exclusive listings. We're working without necessarily a written listing, a written authority by the seller or the buyer. We're working through the lines of RIBA and RICO, compliant, but still getting the job done without having the signed agreement first. Yes? So we have a coming soon. We have a FISBO we're working with. We have a longtime client that doesn't want to put on MLS. This is how we work it. So we can, that's why when we looked at the postings, did you wonder why aren't there pictures? How could it sound all pretty like MLS? It's nice and looks pretty. Because pictures in many cases are going to identify the property. So it's not that you can't put a picture technically, but you can't identify the property. Did you notice nobody puts up an address, right? Likewise, we don't want to put up anything that identifies the property for two reasons. Number one, we want to remain compliant so we can continue our business in peace. Number two, we want to protect ourselves because like you say, there's sharks everywhere and our information is our money. Our information that we work hard for, we come to seminars like this, we invest in membership, that's our value, right? And we mustn't just give it away as if it's valueless. So that's why when somebody calls you, and the first thing they're going to do, and they're a little bit aggressive sometimes, what's the address? What's the address? What's the address? 5 texts come at you and everything you reply to them, their answer is, send me the address, right? You can't send them the address because first, it's not even you don't even have the authority to send them the address. 1. 2, why do they need you? If you give them the address, then they go on and either deal with the seller or the representative of the seller if it's not you. And as you like to say, do you think they're going to come back and say, hey, Anita, what's your name? Esther. Esther, thank you so much for giving me the address. You know, I just made the deal for $4 million. Let me take you to lunch to thank you. Do you think that's going to happen? It's not going to happen. They're going to not return your calls and pretend they don't know you because they made the deal without you, right? With your information that you invested in and you worked for. So what you do say when they call you and say, give me the address, please, or just give me the address, you say, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. I can show you this property, say, on Saturday. Is that good for you? Yes. Friday, you go, in the case of a FISBO, Friday, you go to the FISBO, and you say, I have the buyer, as we said. When I have the buyer, you'll give me a 48-hour exclusive listing. You go get that signed. You meet your client, and you take them to that. Now you're protected. Now you're going to get paid, right? Because this is money. These little nuances make the difference between whether your kids get to go on their summer trip to your home country or not, or with the school trip to wherever they're going to Egypt or wherever they're going or not. Yes?
On the photos question, I get it, that address obviously we give it away. Outside photo, they also give it away. But inside photos can attract people.
To be RICO compliant, as long as it doesn't identify the property. So if it's a generic thing, that anybody can have that bathroom, but if it's unique.
They should not be inside the house.
Inside should be all right.
Yes.
Inside
I
should
think
be
he's right.
that. Yeah. Okay, you taking that photo, you got it? Okay, now let's play a little game. So we want to get used to posting listings that are going to be attractive, give information to the reader without giving it away so that they actually have to call us and work with us so that we make money. And our kids go on vacation, we too on vacation. Okay, so Mississauga restaurant, $350,000, making money. Does that give it away? Hands up for yes. Hands up for no. Hands up, don't know.
I guess the restaurant makes money, so you can put that. It does give it away.
Which one is making money? I know which one it is. Okay. No, that does not give it away because it's very generic. We don't know. It's Mississauga, could be anywhere, 350,000. It's not like it's a giant place. Okay, so it's a beautiful posting. Toronto triplex, 750,000, positive cash flow, great tenants. Does that give it away? Can I identify which triplex for 750,000 in the city of Toronto? No, very, very open. Oakville, 4 bedrooms, 2-story, $1 million, under market, not on MLS. Does this give it away? No, these are all good postings. This is how you want to formulate your postings. Most owners will give you permission to advertise this way as long as the address and location of the property cannot be gleaned from the ad. I have a couple more examples. Lindsay, Esso gas station. Oh, sorry.
I have a question.
Yep.
How many assignments is on IC?
How many assignments?
Well, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 maybe. Assignments are good to put on here, very good.
Because they're not allowed to be on the MLS, but they can be here. Again, nondescript, right? So at Lindsay Esso gas station, does that give it away?
There's only one.
There's only, in fact, there's only one Esso gas station in Lindsay. So that completely gives it away. You post that, it's like, here, realtors, here's some charity. Somebody make a deal with my information without me. Go ahead. Okay, Brantford, $30 million shopping center. Does this give it away? Hmm? It's a very large amount, right? So how else could we form, so this, yes, definitely gives it away. I think there's only one, yes? How else could we formulate that? You can say, shopping center, $30 million, 1 hour from Toronto, no, Ontario, yeah? But 1 hour from Toronto might even give it away. And then Peterborough Retail Plaza, 500,000, does that give it away? Yes? Well, 500,000, we're probably looking at a strip mall or something, right? And there's probably several of them in Peterborough. So this last one should be okay.
Going back to the second question, you said 1 hour from Toronto. Sounds fair, but I thought location is important. 1 hour from Toronto is the radius. You can't really figure out east, west, northeast. So is that precise information? Precise enough for someone to get interested?
Yeah. You have to make sure everybody's going to be like a detective. Okay, and here's the reason why. When you're dealing with exclusive information, we're calling this an information service. It's not a listing service like a real estate board. It's pieces of information. And if I take a minute now, I'm going to make sure that you really understand this, because this is the key ingredient of today's session. This is the difference of you making money for the next 10, 20 years, or you're going to miss the boat here in this class right now. Some of you will get it, and I hope none of you miss it. There's an ocean of people on the internet, and in an ocean you have a lot of sharks, which you've already mentioned. The sharks are going to try to go around behind your back, every one of them. And so if you give one little stitch of information and they can figure out which one it is, they might try to go behind your back. Can you go back one screen? I'm going to now give you an example, because you're in a good spot to really learn very good what we're trying to teach. And we're trying to figure out how we're going to teach thousands of people at a time to do this. So we're putting YouTube videos. We have a YouTube channel. We've got all kinds of things to try to teach everyone. But everybody's so busy. Who's going to sit there and listen to a 90-minute video? Hard enough even to be here today for all of you to get away. But this is money-making stuff. I'll give you an example. If I said this restaurant was at the corner of Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street, how many people think that it gives it away? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many people do not think it gives it away? None. How many people don't know? Everybody feels that it gives it away. Very good. Why does it give it away? Anybody? Tell me why. If I said it's at the corner of Mississauga and or Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street, why does it give that restaurant away, even if there's 3 or 4 restaurants there?
There's one restaurant at that price.
There's actually 3 or 4. So does that give it away? It still gives it away. Why? Why not? How long does it take to go talk to 4 restaurant owners? How long would it take? Half an hour? Now, if the commission is 10%, that's $35,000 in your pocket, supposed to be. It can put your kids through school, help you buy a car. It can do so much. But if you said it's a Mississauga and here, Ontario's firm, here, Ontario, and Dundas, somebody can go knock on a door on all of those 4 owners, say, you're the one that's trying to sell the restaurant. Do you mind, I'm thinking of offering $250, maybe I'll pay $300. No. They can go behind your back. So the way lawyers are protecting confidential information, doctors protect confidential medical records, everybody's protecting information. I'm suggesting this kind of information is what we need to protect in our business. We are real estate practitioners. You work hard, you're taking courses, you're spending money, you're doing everything. And then you find about one piece of information that can make a lot of money that they don't know about. It took you a lot to get that and to understand how to do it. And if you just give it away, you just gave away a lot of value for yourself. So you don't do that. You must, even though we have 30,000 listings, 75% of them exclusive up here, it doesn't mean that you don't put an agreement in place first before showing it or before divulging the address to someone. Do all of you agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, that's an important lesson. The second one, Toronto Triplex. If I said it's on Bloor and Ossington, next to the Pizza, does it give it away?
Yeah.
That's a simple answer. Okay, go to the next screen. How would you advertise the Lindsay Esso gas station when there's only one? You could say branded gas station, 90 minutes to Toronto. Is that okay? The next one, Brantford, you might say $30 million shopping center, just as you said, Ontario, that's it. Don't say, anytime you get something over $5 to $10 million and more, less is better than more. Less. Just $30 million shopping center. Hotels are being done that way too. And you're going to run into people someday, even though you might be doing residential real estate. And you're going to think, that's a piece of information. And that's what I want to do. I want to turn the light bulb in front of everybody's head to recognize important information that can make you money. All the FSBOs can make you money. Go ahead. I think we covered that.
Widgets.
The widgets, they're the listings that go on your website. How many people see the value in the widgets on your website? When you have a website and you join ICIWorld, you do not leave today unless you make an appointment with us, make an orientation appointment. And there's a way that you can make the appointment right on your phone. Then we will send you the instructions. Who's your website company? Tell me the names. You got Income, Web4 Realty, iAgent, Agent Locator, iAgent. All of these companies, we have hundreds of websites with all of these companies that we send the instructions to iAgent or Agent Locator, and they install the widgets on the website. However, much like a doctor, if you have an operation or something, he wants to see you 2 weeks after the operation. We want to see you 2 weeks. Make another appointment after the installation. We want to make sure they're working. We don't want you to go a whole year and find out there was something wrong. We've had that happen in the past. So you make an appointment after they're installed, and I'm going to say, hey, that looks really good. And then I say, by the way, do you specialize in anything? And if it's condos, we can put a condo plan with all the exclusive listings. You specialize in waterfront? We can put a waterfront plan. It depends. Every one of you is a little bit different. So we try to give you all the listings, but then we'll give you some specialties too, if that's what you want to do.
So this is what you just said.
And this supports all websites in the world, and the brokers or salespeople that do not have websites, we can supply the websites absolutely free for 1 month. In fact, are we getting right into this now?
Yes.
Okay. Can everyone pull up their application forms?